All right, today's video, we're going to be doing an upgrade on this Evolution 5-speed, and this is kind of a really good, cheap, simple upgrade. As soon as you start to add horsepower, if you like to dump the clutch and do burnouts and wheelies and all that stuff, this is kind of a must scenario. So here we've done a chain drive conversion. I've got this race already loose. It usually sits up. You can see the dark spot. It's supposed to sit up on there. I've pulled it back. And then you have a roller bearing that goes in the primary, and then it fits on there. And you can see it it fits a little bit loose, a little bit sloppy. And then you have another seal that goes in behind there. So my issue with this is when you clutch dump and you do a bunch of high torque maneuvers and stuff, this race kind of starts working its way in, and the next thing you know, it's pushed a seal out behind it, and your transmission or primary leaks. So the trick is to change this roller bearing to a Timken bearing, which is an excellent upgrade. And if you're actually going to do this, I'll show you a trick to get this off. So this is actually supposed to be up over a little ways. So I'll show you my little trick. So I actually cut it. So I take a zip disc and I cut that. So I tape up the splines so I don't miss, and you can tape behind there if you're concerned about hitting anything. But if we take this off now and we look at the backside, I didn't cut through it. So it's just the heat and that angle that I've got there. That angle helps you get in there without hitting the chain and stuff like that. So basically cut most of the way through it. You can take a chisel, or if you have a puller, usually they're pushed in too far and you can't really get a puller in there, and it's just a real nightmare. So if you're going to change this, it's a cheap bearing kit and a cheap seal. So you get that, get this kit, you just hit that with a zip disc. Cut it, relieve it. You can take a chisel in there and pound it a couple times. It'll start to move, work it free, pull it out. And then I'll show you what's in this other kit. All right, here's the kit. I got mine from Baker. It is a high torque bearing kit, 85 to 2000 big twin. So here I already have put the Timken bearing in. So this is a good example. We just got this primary back from Chrome, and that Timken bearing, I've got that pressed in there, and here's the seal. So this seal goes on from behind. All right, so one of the big improvements on this is there's no bushing that'll push around. You can dump the clutch, dump the clutch, dump the clutch, dump the clutch, and that stays true. That's a Timken bearing. It's got no issues like the roller bearing. So with the roller bearing, so if we have that in there and we have any kind of catastrophic failure, which is kind of unfortunately too common, if you get shavings from your starter gear, your ring gear, or tensioner, or chain, there's a lot of moving parts in here, so you can get shrapnel and little pieces of metal objects and stuff like that in there. So when that happens, it pulls it through the bearing and then pushes it through the seal, and then you got a big leaky primary mess, and you got to change that. So you have to fix what you got inside, plus you have to fix the seal. And I don't like oil leaks on my back tire, especially with big performance motorcycles and stuff. We try to avoid that. So yeah, this is the Baker kit. It's relatively inexpensive. If you wanted to piece this together, there are some part numbers. You can buy the bearing separately. And there's also, I believe, some part numbers on there on the seal. But like I said, it's relatively cheap. Stick that seal on the backside, do this upgrade, one and done. Don't have to worry about it. That's such a tight fit. You have to really maneuver it just right to get it on there. So the chances of this thing leaking oil again are slim to none. So I hope that helps you. And yeah, if you got big performance and you drive aggressively or ride aggressively, this is definitely a cheap, good fix. So thanks for watching. I hope that helped you.